I'm big.
The name, and then they wanted to change things. So
Oh, okay, that makes sense. And then, Celebration Station went to like you probably aren't familiar, but after like the era of when creative presentations did the Pantones, they went off and got a totally different show and they did totally different locations. Another thing I'd like to ask you about is that, from my understanding, is that the Apologies were not only three characters, Ellsworth, Putnam, and Albert. I also understand that there were two other monkeys. Like there was one on like an acoustic guitar, another with like a bass guitar. Do you know what their names are? Because um,
I don't. We only did one of those.
oh, only one of
I don't
them.
know whatever sold.
Interesting. Because um, there's this one place that had the apologies. I don't know if we're like looking at wrong photos or something, but there's like instead of the three, there's like two extra ones. Like I said, with the bass guitar and the acoustic guitar, and it was at a place called Grand Prix Racerama. And from what I understand, they originally had the trio, except instead of Albert, they had this other monkey who I guess is Albert, or maybe he's just playing a different instrument. And because Albert plays banjo.
Correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering, is that so you guys only made like the four apologies or quintet? I'm not sure.
It was always the three, and then for some reason, I think for the IAAPA, we turned that into a five monkey band, but that never sold. And I don't know what we did with the characters. Probably just actually, the one character who was playing the bass, we didn't have a drummer originally.
Oh yeah, Putnam was original bass. Yeah, there was an old apologies before the final one. I forgot about that because I've seen the catalog images. If that's what they are.
And then after that, I didn't like the drummers that I had seen, so we kind of brainstormed and figured out a way to put in a mechanism so that when the arm went out, it would kind of stay up there as opposed to just the whole thing kind of banging down.
Yeah, because Putnam, when he moves his arm, it kind of like I don't know how to like bends like in the shoulder or in the elbow. It kind of bends down a little. So yeah, I can see that.
So and what happened is then the arm, so that how would I put this? The mechanism for the actual slapping on the snare.
Yeah, because his hand, it's not like a traditional drummer. It's kind of like when you do like fists, and then you just turn it down, and you just kind of like tapping it, like that.
Right. And what we did is, I wanted to be able to hit like the hi hat.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, the arm had to go up. But if you put the arm up normally like that, then the elbow would be way too high. So we've worked out a mech where it kept the elbow at the same plane, let's say.
Oh, okay.
So and once we got that kind of became a really cool look. So we kept it.
Yeah, it's like Putnam's signature look. He moves over and hits the cymbal or snare. But usually when we see footage of the apologies, because the apologies aren't really around anymore. There's Castle Fun Park, and it breaks my heart to say this, but they're currently down, and which is such a shame because I would love to drive or fly and actually go see your characters because I love the music they do. I actually know who voiced them. Putnam was done by Mark Brink. Ellsworth was done by Larry Morgan, and I'm not sure who Albert was done by, but I do know Putnam was Mark Brink.
Right, Ellsworth was Larry.
Oh, Moran, not Morgan.
And I did Albert.
Oh, you did do Albert, because I was talking with someone. He said that Frank Gaughan didn't do Albert. I'm like, but then who did?
Yeah. No, that was me.
Listen, okay, this might be kind of this might be a bit of a silly request, but I don't think anyone's ever asked you to do this, but could you do Albert's voice?
No,
No,
my voice is.
No, that's okay.
It still has, a high, a first tenor, and since then I've turned into a baritone piece.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm closer to doing Putnam now.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think Mark Brink passed away in like 2011.
He did.
Yeah. Mark Brink had such a good voice, a very,
Oh
very
God,
smooth voice.
he used to say, um, what was it for $200 I'll sound like Robert Goulet. For $400 I'll look like him too, and he did. He looked and sounded like Robert Goulet, and the guy was just as nice as could be.
Oh, well, that's sweet. You know, it's funny because Mark Brink has such a deep voice, and when he was doing voice acting for the Pantones in the introduction show, he actually says, "You know, once I sang a note solo, it put my foot to sleep." So yeah,
And
so
there was actually the Pantones had different people.
oh yeah, yeah, because I've heard that they have multiple voices. Like I've heard in like for example the introduction show, Mark Brink does it, but then in the I don't know like the birthday show or something, he has like a more raspy voice that doesn't sound like Mark Brink. So yeah.
Right. They had television station. I think had 5 different birthday shows, and one guy did
Whoa.
3. The people who did the original 10-minute shows, that was one group, and then the next group was involved like Mark Brink.
Oh, okay. Different groups were that's interesting. Because yeah, I've heard in the celebration station footage that they sometimes have different birthday shows. Like they have this one show where they just sing happy birthday and Major talks, whatever. Also, Major, by the way, sounds a little too close to Bullwinkle.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you guys do that on purpose?
Again, the first group was done. The first of the 10 minutes were by another group. I programmed all of them, but
Oh
they had
yeah.
another group doing the shows, and they were fine. They were charging a lot of money for it. People didn't want to pay for it. Um, so now I forgot. Oh, Major Moose. Yeah, he sounded Bullwinkle, and all of the shows ended up. Well, we have to kind of sound
You have to sound like characters. You can't just be normal people.
right. So everybody, the next guy who did it was sounded.
Hmm. That makes sense.
Dr. Fox was another guy.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up Dr. Fox because in some lines, Dr. Fox sounds kind of like Big Bear with a higher voice, and then in other lines, he sounds like Bob Wire.
Well, and that's true because Bob Wire eventually ended up doing the Fox.
Oh, his voice. Do you know what his voice actor's name is? Because I'd like to refer to them as their actual people, not as a character.
The guy who did that was Gene Wygant.
Oh, okay, okay. But yeah, and then yeah. So yeah, it was really cool to see that. And Harry Hound, uh, you're probably not interested in here, but Celebration Station brought him back as mascot. But yeah, it actually ended up bringing the Pantones back, but as a completely different show. But
Mm-hmm.
probably not even interesting. But yeah, most of the place, honestly, the Apologies are most famous. Like I'd say their most famous like locations or wherever they were placed is probably like Jester's Courtyard, and I'm not sure why Jester's Courtyard, aka Burger King Meridian, that's what the locals call it. They placed the Apologies because the Apologies are a tropical show. They're not really like jesters. So, do you guys like know the story behind that, or were you not around, or do you not know Jester's Courtyard?
Where is it located?
It was in Meridian, Connecticut.
Connecticut?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember ever putting a show. So they bought it from somewhere.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Cause yeah, never thought about that. I do know that the apologies. So here's what I know. So from the footage I've watched, the apologies they perform their songs and the curtains close, but in Frontier City they have dialogue and then they do their songs. Like each individual character does their song. Did the apologies by themselves ever have dialogue, or did they just do their shows, their music?
I'm really trying to think. Yes, but they were part of the whole Animal Crackers group, and yeah, the Apologies would have the normal song shows, the 3-minute songs. They're always, there's no downtime or just instrument. We always put a little theme to it.
Yeah, because I noticed like what's that one song? Yeah, they're always commenting like in the song New York, New York, Putnam singing, the song, and Albert's like try anywhere first before you go to New York.
Yeah.
And Ellsworth's like, wake up. And they have lots of, so I can see what you mean by downtime, because I can see how you kind of stored the dialogue in the songs. So I can see what you mean by that.
Yeah, the only one that comes to mind is the beginning of
Yeah, Little Darling. Because Albert says, curtains are opening and get ready. And the drums, that's a great intro, by the way. The drums really kind of set up the Apes, theme. Yeah.
And, then Albert started singing that falsetto, and everybody's joining it. That was just one of those songs. It was fun.
Yeah, I've heard that. That one really fits the 8-ball. I also know they did Witch Doctor. That's a really fun song. The ooh-ee, it just kind of makes you think of. And I heard that Ellsworth in the background, he's just losing his mind, if for to say. And yeah, that song is really fun. You guys had a lot of good song choices. Them, I appreciate that.
I think they were good characters.
Yeah. They'll always stick out to me as unique characters, because people, there's other animatronic shows people know about, like the Rockfire, for example. I'm not as into that. I prefer obscure stuff, so I really enjoy the Apologies for what they are. They're a cool group, and yeah. But yeah, I didn't know that. Oh yes. Here's another group of characters that you may have. Actually, no, you did this with the Volo Auto Museum in Illinois. Volo, Illinois, actually. The Pirates. I don't know if they have like a band name or something, or if they're just the Pirates or something.
That was originally done
for the Enchanted Forest.
Yes, in Indiana, and they went under. And the people at Volo, they like to buy these old.
Yeah.
They buy old cars. They buy old, just weird stuff, and so they bought the Pirates, and somehow they got a hold of me because my name was programming equipment. Yeah, the show equipment.
Oh.
So, and I knew an animator that I could call to help because they were in awful shape, and we got them working again.
Yeah. I don't think they're in very good shape nowadays. But what I was actually interested in is that I know that the Pirates were a one-off. You created them for Enchanted Forest,
right?
And they reused the Apology songs. I think it's kind of weird because sometimes, like in Little Darling, because yes, the Pirates do actually sing Little Darling. You can hear Albert singing in the background. It's not very loud, but you can hear it. So I found that a little funny. But hey, it was.
They were a one-off, like you said. The guy who did the Captain Hook character was Mark Brink.
Yeah, Mark Brink voices all the low tone characters, and
well, I just loved his voice. So
yeah, you did the character Polly.
Yes. Now with Polly originally the character was a guy by the name of Bob Trent, who was a ventriloquist, and so he did Polly, but he couldn't sing a note, so I ended up to sing anytime that Polly had to sing, I sang.
Oh, okay. And I know, it's weird. Smedley, he's the piano guy. He's basically Ellsworth in human form. Yeah, he's got the same movements, and he's kind of like based off Shmi from Disney. I think it's pretty obvious, but yeah. But what I was said, but this has been kind of a question that I've been thinking about. Like I said at the start, I don't know if this was ever, like I said, put anywhere, but did the Pirates as a band collectively have a name, or were they just the Pirates?
They were just the Pirates. I don't remember doing it.
Interesting, because the Apologies have that banner in front of them, like another show, like the I don't know, like Barnyard Jamboree, I believe what it's called.
Yeah, we had that. There were a lot of bands that we had. As I recall, with the Pirates, we had to do that real quick.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They opened up probably for Memorial Day, and we probably didn't get the contract till sometime in late March, early April. So we had to kind of make these things, physically make them, put the shows, then program it, and then get it installed. So it went quick, and I don't remember. I didn't care. I got the thing out.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I dabble more in the what is this show's personality and exactly detailed, but I can understand from your point that this is a business thing. So yeah. Another show I know you guys made was Country Critters Jamboree, which went to Tommy Bartlett's Robot World and Ghost Town in the Sky. I know about that show.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Who did we do the Country Critter for? Was that for Tommy?
I'm not sure, but the Country Critters is Western themed, so I would assume it was Ghost Town in the Sky, but Tommy Bartlett seemed to be the first set.
Yeah, Tommy Bartlett was. We did a lot of stuff for Tommy Bartlett.
Yeah.
We always ended up having to do it kind of on the cheap, so he would get. Well, we got this character. I don't know. You want to buy this guy?
Yeah. Oh, right. This little piece of trivia. Apparently, Tommy Trail Dust was named after Tommy Bartlett.
Which one was Trail Dust?
He was the bull.
Oh, the
yeah, him.
Yeah, that was Trail Dust.
Yeah.
And Henrietta on his piano.
Oh, the chicken's name's Henrietta. Interesting.
And I don't remember. There was a donkey who was.
That's Lester Mule.
And there was somebody else. I don't know if it was
It was Bob Wire, and yeah, I'm just gonna fill in the blanks here. It turns out I actually know quite a lot about this, but yeah, there was Lester Mule. There was Wild Bill Hiccups, which was basically just reused of Putnam. He was just Putnam with a different voice, basically, and a different outfit.
That then voice was Lee
Pelty. Oh, okay. And then you have Dolly Porker and Barely Man Enough. Those two. And
those were on turntables, weren't they?
Yeah, they were on turntables. So yeah, but yeah, it's really sad because the one that you went to Ghost Town in the Sky, it's been totally vandalized, and it's kind of sad to see these one of a kind, unique shows just totally destroyed. Because I'd love to see a show. I'm not saying the Pirates are. I mean, the Pirates are great, but I'd love to see like a publicly running Apologies or like a Country Critters. That'd be a really cool show to see. But yeah, it's so sad that people just destroy these shows because they don't know what they're worth.
And no new shows were built after like.
Yeah, you guys like the
1990,
yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, I heard. I know from a video that Creative Presentations moved away from animatronic bands, and they moved into like animatronic dinosaurs because there's this video of them making dinosaurs and spray painting them.
They did the original Jurassic Park for where did that go first? I'm not sure. I don't know, but they did all the ETs for you. And that's kind of where they went into the major theme parks, which it's great. There was more money, but you sure didn't make it on volume because they pay for it. But they did the St. Louis River Review.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that show up.
They did the World's Fair Expo, which were a bunch of robots at different stages. One was just a robot and then the next one had some skin on it or something, and then fully clothed and more human type. But that got ruined even before it opened because they put them in pyramids, in glass pyramids, and the heat started melting the skins.
Oh, right.
Well, this is in Australia, and I said you need to, because that's where the controls are, and you better have a sump pump down there because if water comes in, you got to get rid of it. And well, they said, it never rains here. Well, sure enough, before it opened, they had like a rain and everything on all the computers got ruined, and we had to switch it all out.
Oh no, that's horrible. People. I don't think people realize how expensive animatronic shows actually are. Like their development, because there's a sign on the Pirates on Smedley's piano where it says it costs like $325,000 to build.
No, it didn't.
Oh, so that's just misinformation.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm sure. But a good rule of thumb, at least when these were built, which is in the late '80s, early '90s, a major character probably cost just the animatronic alone. Well, I kind of figured it with the computers and that, but they were about $20,000.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, most certainly.
But I think like an apology bit with the characters, the sets, the shows, all that ran for about 50. Is that right? No.
50 grand?
75,000.
Wow, that's I didn't know. That's an interesting piece of information.
Because that also had the curtains, sets, installation.
Yeah. Do you know what? So was the first Apologies at Sergeant Singer's?
No, Sergeant Singer had his own stuff. The lion, the tiger, and the bear.
Yeah. Sergeant Singer was actually Sergeant Singer. The tiger was named after Craig Singer, the owner of.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, that show. I'm assuming that that show is like the Country Critters, in terms of similarity.
So many of them are, similar, particularly because the animatronics all basically work the same. If you had a guitar player, here are the moves he's got. If you're the pianist, these are the moves they've got. So all the piano players have very similar moves.
Yeah.
And the drummers, after we designed this new drum system, they all look similar.
Yeah. So. Yeah. But from what I understand, you guys actually ended up not redoing, but maybe making it more advanced for for the drummer in the St. Louis River. I think Tommy is his name. I'm not sure.
I don't remember his name, but yeah, it was that they threw some money at us to try and do something special for him. So we did.
Yeah, because I noticed that the characters move very human-like, and it's really off-putting compared to your simple movements. Because
Yeah. And Louis the Crow, who was kind of more basically the whole show was more sophisticated than your basic restaurant, your pizza restaurant stuff.
Yeah. One of the characters really stand out to me is Monique, I think is her name, and she moves very, very human-like. So. Yeah, it was cool you guys got the opportunity to actually go out of your way to improve your craft.
And surprise with addicts.
Oh, okay.
To get it that smooth, you have to use. And I worked for creative when they started doing. Those were all I dropped, and then I started programming stuff for well, directly for Universal, directly for Disney, and then for theme parks, mostly out in the Far East. And I guess I became known, and they liked me because I could do it quick.
Yeah, because programming, all it is just you just push buttons timed with the music, and you screw up sometimes. You have to redo it, but yeah, you just push buttons because yeah, it's
Traders, have you got?
oh.
And like the Disney stuff. My favorite was the Robin Williams time traveler, and he was all hydraulic, and he took. Oh God, it took me what about 5, 6.
Oh no.
And that was for about a 10, 12 minute show, and there are 3. But he was so complicated and was so good. They wanted me to spend the time to try and get him as close to Robin Williams as I could.
Yeah, because from what I've seen, Disney has. I wish all animatronics. I would say programmers a lot of time, but Disney has like this. When they did Carousel Progress or maybe the Country Bears, I'm not sure, but they had this like weird looking device that they'd strap on you, and you do the movements, and the computer would just input them. I think that would be a really cool system, but
well, yeah, they started that. It's called
it's called a Waldo. Oh,
and it didn't. They thought if they could just wear it and do it, you're dealing with pressures coming through the valves to the you end up having and they really thought this was going to be it, and then they decided, well, it's not what we wanted, so they stopped doing it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I haven't done any work for them in almost 20 years. Last I know they were working on is to do it all off of the screen.
Interesting.
Like how you do it, movies with CGI. So.
Oh, yeah, that does make sense. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. It was cool to know insights on programming because I always thought that programming was just pushing buttons, time to music. I didn't know that there was actually a name to the devices.
Well, and Disney had their own system. Universal had their bunch of different programming systems in order to work them.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if I have a few more questions, but it's kind of funny, it's kind of like some bands like animatronic, they all like run off like this. The apologies kind of remind me like you always have the young one, then the middle-aged one, and then you have the old one, which is Ellsworth. Like what made you think of the apologies? Like were they originally going to be like different characters, or was the idea of the core 3 always in mind?
Well, the core 3 was always in mind, except we replaced the drummer with the bass player.
Oh, okay.
Because the drummer was, they were more difficult. And that's what they were. And I wanted, so many of the things first started off with, basically they were all fur. The face, like the original Pantones were all fur.
Yeah, the apologies had fur masks, but the Pantones were fur.
Right, that was the first time we did that, and I kind of insisted if you're going to do apes, you got to do that. You can't. So that's what we did, and we liked the look so much. Then when we went back to do more Pantones, I said, why don't we just cut out the fur and paint it?
Yeah, I've noticed this. You've got like with the early country critters, they were fur, and you guys went to, instead of doing furry, did like specifically latex parts for the parts of the face. So yeah, I've actually been wondering about that detail. So that makes sense now, because
a lot of those that were furred, that's not latex. That's just fiberglass that's been painted.
Oh, well, I thought it wasn't fiberglass because in the photos it looks like totally smooth. I thought it was latex or something.
Nope. The apologies have always had latex.
Oh, okay.
Or what do we call it? It wasn't hot melt. It was, I don't know, some fancy schmancy name. put together for it.
Yeah, you gotta.
Which was more flexible latex or so.
Yeah. Do you I don't know if you have like the best knowledge of how many of these were ever produced, but I think maybe we'll go into subcategories. But how many animal crackers, you know, being Bob Wire Boys, the whole crew, how many of those were made?
I have no idea.
Maybe I'm guessing like 3.
How many we ended up building? I know the original Singers. We built 10 of those.
Well, there are 10 Sergeant Singers. I thought Sergeant Singers was only built for, you know, the restaurant because
Well, no, they were built. All built. Craig Singer wanted 10 of them made, 10 groups.
Interesting.
These restaurants, and I think he took delivery on only like 4 or 5, and he said, "Well, I can't use them, so I'm not paying you." So then, started selling them off as different.
Interesting. So yeah, that's a real. I thought there was only like maybe 3 Sergeant. I thought there was only 1 Sergeant Singer's location, but they were starting to become a brand and starting to create more locations. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Sergeant Singer's was Craig Singer. As I recall, he was in Texas, and I can't even tell you where the heck we installed him, but I know that we built more than he taken.
Oh, interesting. So could there be like a possibility of like a set that's never been used?
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I tend to doubt it because it costs a lot of money to do these things. So the sales staff would sell them even if they had to do it piecemeal, and I would I'd have to put together shows for them.
So like disassembled parts or something?
No. It'd be like, well, we'll have it, a tiger.
Oh, okay. Elephant like Patty Packard.
Often went on his own, and we had Dolly Porker on top of it. So we just had we had all these things already built up. They hadn't been paid for, so we needed to get the money for them. Keep going.
Yeah, I feel like that. If we could find, if I don't know but I feel like it'd be cool if someone could find like an apologies in a storage unit, but it doesn't seem like that because the apologies seem to be, they seem to be passed around, and once they're done being passed around to different places that want to have them, they're usually done. They've worn, yeah, they're shot. They're worn down to their roots, and they can't operate anymore.
Well, and nobody ever. I can't. The only people who really seem to take care of the animatronics is Disney.
Yeah.
Everyone, particularly in the pizza restaurants, they're too busy trying to keep their games going. And I would explain to them these animatronic car. You have to put oil in. You have to, grease them. You have to, et cetera. And they call up, and after 3 years working, we'd find water in the line, so all the valves are because they just didn't take care of them.
Yeah, but I don't know if you know about this one unit that was sold, but it went to a place called Scandia Golf and Games, and
that's up in Canada too.
Yeah, up in Canada, and it looks like that they like completely redid their mask. I don't know if they like painted them, but Putnam looks like he has like more detail on him, and Albert, he kind of looks like different proportioned, like he doesn't look short. Like maybe they like took care of it on purpose. I don't know, but yeah, I just wanted to point out that set. You probably don't know about it, but yeah, I just like to use that.
2 that went up there to the same guy. One is Castle Fun.
Yeah.
The other was Scandia Golf and Games,
which was owned by the same person. Yeah, I do know that.
Right. And I haven't. When was I up there? That was at least 20 years ago. Was the last time there because they needed it. They bought a group and they wanted me to reprogram it.
Oh yeah, that makes sense because the different instead of Albert, there's this different monkey guy who doesn't have a name. He plays acoustic instead of banjo. So is that why you reprogrammed him?
For him, wouldn't work him.
Oh,
And always
okay.
little differences for every place, every new location, where you'd have to, at least touch it up. Usually it was faster for me.
Oh, so you ended up redoing the entire crackers for Castle Fun Park?
Yes.
That's insane. Just 20 years later, they say, "Hey, come down and program our show." That's interesting. Because I kind of thought like, wait, if they have the signals left over from the main show, I don't think they're gonna be able to put it on this different character.
Well,
So,
and that's exactly what happens. The characters had to be fixed. Everything was a little different. There were probably different valves. Um, and as I recall, they bought the show with original, and we switched it out into a digital format.
oh, I didn't know the Fun Park Animal Cruise were digital. I thought they still ran on reel to reel.
As I recall, we had to go with digital because the reel to reels, as good as they were,
They're fragile.
the oxide will wear off, and they wonder why it doesn't work. Well, you need new tapes. So, and if I made a tape, it would work just as fine. I wouldn't have to do it. But when you're going to go to a whole new digital format, then it was faster to just reprogram.
Oh yeah. So I didn't know they were digital. That explains why the audio sounds so crisp. Because when I listen to videos of Castle Fun Park, the audio for the actual band sounds more crisp. I'm like, why does this sound so good? This kind of makes me scratch my head.
And
So
that would be why. Used, I can't remember, Rollins. I think we used digital Rollins, or we actually put it into the computer itself and just ran it off the PC. Put the audio in there, but whatever it was all digital. The tape was. You get to the year 2000, you're done with tapes. So
yeah. So yeah, I didn't know that Castle Fun Park was digital. But I guess this makes sense. This fills in the gaps for the higher quality audio and the different movements on that character. But I feel like that I'd be doing fans like me a justice. But is there any chance that the audio from the apologies lives somewhere, or did you take it to Castle Fun Park and the digital masters are now gone? Or hmm.
I actually went looking for some of that stuff, not maybe a year or two ago, to see if I had it in. I don't.
So I guess could the audio be with Castle Fun Park when he did that digital thing?
Well, sure, I had it at least that, but again, we're talking 20 years ago. So
Yeah, it's a little impractical to go up to Canada just to retrieve audio. So I'm definitely not asking you to do that. No, sir. But yeah, I really wish that we could get our hands on this audio because it's pretty much the last audio we have of the apes besides the pirate tracks, which are just reused ape music. But I prefer to hear the actual, apology tracks because all we have now is just leftover camcorder videos of family with birthday parties and there's kids screaming in the background, all that jazz. But the apologies have quite a bit of music for them, and I feel like it'd be doing them injustice if we just left them that way. But it is what it is.
yeah, I don't have anything.
Yeah.
I mean, for one, 20 years. Yeah, I started doing stuff for Disney back in '94, '93, somewhere around there. And most of my intention, stuff with them or Universal or, like I said, overseas. The pizza stuff just didn't, that pretty well dried up. And then these guys in Canada, can't remember the name of the guy who owns it all, and he bought it. He wanted it updated, but he didn't want to pay for the more shows, so that was the way to do it. As I recall, I'm not sure how we did that now, whether we used a BART or there were different computer systems we used. We originally started with Apple IIs,
Yeah.
And then we went to PCs, and then eventually we went to an internal computer, which was called, because the guy who designed it loved The Simpsons, and it had basically all of the stuff in no moving parts. So you just turn it on, and then with the roll-ins, those were on flash drives, and everything was digital, and you never had to worry, sounding bad or glitching.
Yeah, that's why the Apology track sounds so good at Castle Fun Park, because when we listen to other creative presentations audio, it has very high, I don't know if you know, a treble. It sounds very kind of shaky, but when you listen to it, the footage that people sometimes take at the actual park, the audio sounds very clear, and I was kind of confused about that. But yeah, that I'm glad that makes sense.
Good luck to you. It's nice talking to you. I gotta go visit and see what she's doing.
Yeah. Okay. Frank Gong, it has been an honor talking to you. I appreciate your time talking about your history with animatronics. And yeah, I'm glad we could reminisce about your past, and tell the Apes Gang that I said hi.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for the smiles. Maybe people are scared of animatronics back in the day, but thank you for the joy you brought to many with your characters, including me, after all these years.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your time. Well, that was something.